Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, and Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your October 16th to the 31st, 2025 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, so thank you so very much for doing so. And if you're interested in a private reading, a private personalized meditation, a healing, or a gift card, check out my website, daneharttarot.com. It is listed in the description box below. Now let's see what the tarot has to say, angels and spirit guides. Oh, you have the High Priestess at your heart. I love that, Aquarius. Then the 10 of Wands, angels. Okay. You have the Queen of Swords, the 5 of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, the Queen of Pentacles. Oh, I love that. The Queen of Wands, the Universe, angels, and spirit guides. Show me clearly. Okay, we have 2 here. I love it. I love it. Okay, so you have all 4 queens. That is so cool, Aquarius. Okay, all 4 queens are coming forward. And you also have the Emperor. So you have a good balance of the sacred feminine, sacred masculine energy here. This is really, really cool. I love this reading for you. Oh, it's so cool. Okay, so the queen energy that's coming forward, this is it is going to be really important during the last half of October to really connect with sacred feminine energy and to say to yourself, like, this is what I want sacredly, personally, and powerfully for myself. What do I want to nurture? What am I looking for? What do I want to kind of like birth forward into my world? What do I want to create? And at the heart of everything, okay, to add to the sacred feminine energy of it all, is the High Priestess. The High Priestess is when the veil is released, is lifted from our eyes. Like, we're released from this certain way of having to see things, or a certain way that we have seen things. And we're looking at things so much more openly, so much more honestly. It might not be what we like because we had a certain world view or a certain way of looking at things. And it's kind of like, it's like in The Wizard of Oz, where you find the man, you see the man behind the curtain type of thing. And that's going to be very important here. It's like, oh my gosh, I see what is true instead of what I was being told. And that becomes powerful. It becomes insightful. It becomes very intuitive. Then you start to see yourself leaning more on intuition and instinct. And you're going to see that you are achieving what it is that you have longed for quite some time, but not in the way that you had expected. And that's going to be very cool because you're on like this new journey, but it's really connecting you with old dreams, old passions, old insights. And as you move forward in that energy, the energy to be mindful of, okay, during this time, or the challenge, is that you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. This can be a time where you're like, I'm calm, and your shoulders are like right under your ears type of thing. You're carrying too much, or there's too much tension. And you might not know why there is too much tension, but a need to release and a need to take care of yourself is going to be cathartic, beautiful, and powerful during this time. So sitting in meditation, and if you don't want to and you don't like meditation, that's perfectly fine. Making sure you get enough sleep, making sure that you're not saying, oh, I can do that. Oh, I can do that. Your plate is already full. Stop taking on more. That's going to be a very important thing for the last half of October, Aquarius. Your plate is already full. Stop being like, oh, I got this. I got this. I got this. Also, people are going to have to learn their lessons. Don't, kind of like take their lessons for them and be like, oh, I got that. Don't worry about it. Because they hadn't learned it, okay? They haven't learned the lesson. And it's not being cruel, and it's not being mean, and it's not letting people like absolutely destroy themselves type of thing. It is here saying, I need now to create with what I've been holding on to. What is it that I want? What is it that I love? What is it that I need? And letting others create with what it is that they have, And sometimes you look at things and you're like, oh, I picked this up. And you realize like, oh, no. It's kind of like when you pick up a piece of wood, like when you're going on a walk and you're like, oh wow, this piece of wood has such interesting shapes in it and cover, and then all of a sudden all these ants start coming out of it. Skavats. It is gross. I don't like it. And you'll be like, I don't know if you're me, throw it back into the woods and you're like, oh my gosh, ew, no. Here, it's that sort of energy. What did you pick up that you thought, oh my gosh, this is beautiful? And then you look at it and you're like, no, covered in carpenter ants. Like, I don't like this. No, I'm leaving. So be aware of this during this time, that you're going to be releasing certain things that don't have a beauty to them like they once did, or don't have the power to them that they once did. And as you do so, the energy to really focus on during this time is you, Aquarius. You are represented by the swords in the minor arcana, and the Queen of Swords, most masculine of the queens. So she can be misunderstood, and as can you, right? An Aquarian's kindness can often be misconstrued, right, as weakness. And so here with the Queen of Swords, it's embracing your strength and prosperity. It's also understanding that when an Aquarian has enough, you can be seen as mean, that, right? You're so nice, and then you're mean. It's like, what the heck is up with that? It's like, no, like there are boundaries that can't be crossed, or there are lines that won't be crossed and that won't be tolerated. So here with the Queen of Swords, it's cutting through doubts, fears, negativities, hurts, and pains. It's embracing your voice. It's also guarding your mind. Don't listen to everyone. It'll be really easy to listen to everybody's point of view, everybody's ways of doing things, and then be like, in the end, it's like, oh, that's not what I want. Like, that's not the journey I'm on. So here, kind of seek your own counsel first. Look at what it is that you really want, and then ask others' opinions if you want it. You might not want it at all. Embrace your voice. Say what it is that you mean. You don't have to be overly blunt with people around you, right? But being very blunt with yourself is going to be very freeing. It's like, oh no, but I want this, and I'm going after that. And it brings us then to the energy of the Five of Pentacles, which we're now leaving. And the Five of Pentacles is a sense of like, I'm not enough, right? I'll never achieve my dreams. I'll never get to where it is that I want to be. And you've gone through that. You've also gone through a time where you look at your bank account and you're like, holy mother, like what the heck type of deal. So being aware of this is important. Being aware of what you want in your prosperity and in your success, but also the hard roads that you've walked on, and the way that you have felt like an outsider looking in on wealth, prosperity, success, and abundance. So with the Five of Pentacles here, it's also knowing that you're kind of walking away from certain conventions that don't fit you. And you're saying, you know what, that's not for me, and that's not what I want. And as you do so, you're also seeing the people or the person that always stood beside you. And they might not always seem like helpful, right? It might not always be the most helpful person, or, you know, the person that eases the load the best. But they are supportive and connective. And as you're embracing that, you're like, oh wow, like this worth is worth more than gold. And it brings us then to the Ace of Pentacles. And this is God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, handing you a gift of prosperity, success, bounty, abundance. And it's like you're walking through this portal, right? You're walking through the archway into a new understanding of what it is that you want, a new sense of success, a new sense of bounty. And you are embracing something beautiful for yourself that you hadn't seen before. And as you're embracing it, and as you're seeing yourself, you're embracing wealth, or what you value as much as money. And you're also giving yourself permission to be successful, to be wealthy, to have what it is that you want. And it doesn't mean that you have to own a mansion. It doesn't mean that you have to drive a Rolls Royce unless you want those things, right? And you go after them with that single-minded determination. Here, with the Five of Pentacles, you're learning, and you have learned what you don't want. You learned where you don't fit. You learned what didn't, ease the pains, or didn't help you in your time of need. And now you're moving towards success. And now you're moving towards prosperity. And you're saying, you know what, this is what I need. This is what I want. And you could be scaling things back. And a lot of people are. In energies, in what I want and where I'm going, you're scaling it back. And you're saying, what is sacredly important to me? And as you do so, you're entering into the near future of the Hangman. You're seeing everything differently. Now, you can feel like an outsider looking in, which is exactly what the Five of Pentacles feels like, that outsider looking in. And with the Hangman, as you look at things differently, as you see what it is that you want, you start to not feel like an outsider looking in. You start to say, but this is me. And if I don't fit in mainstream, that's okay. Plenty of people don't. You start to embrace deeper intuition. You start to embrace deeper wisdom coming your way. And it's also like the near future. I know you don't want to hear like a little bit uncomfortable, but it's like there's a little bit of uncomfortableness where you're settling into what you want. You're settling into what you see for yourself. You're settling into what you desire. And as you do so, then it's like this transition, like your strength is wealth, prosperity, bounty. It's like these gifts from spirit coming your way that you are a successful, prosperous being. And then changing and embracing being different, right? Changing the way you see things, or embracing your talents and not really caring. As long as you come from a place of love, kindness, and compassion, you do no harm. You walk gently on this earth. You're not like, you know, you're not here to please everybody else. And so as you're stepping into your power, as you're seeing yourself and letting yourself embrace being different, being powerfully you, it moves you then to the Queen of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles is wealth and abundance. This is also Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And so you are connecting with wealth. You are connecting with abundance. You are taking this gift. You are nurturing what it is that you want. You are also creating an air of luxury, whatever luxury means for you. It doesn't mean that you have to go out and buy, $1,000 worth of handbags, like either multiple handbags or one handbag. What it means here is that you are embracing your success and your abundance. And as you do so, you're very focused during this time on the earthly plane. You also have that with the environment, with the Queen of Wands, because the Queen of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, is all about passion, fire, connection, insight. It is like, this is the passion that gets you out of bed in the morning. Okay, this is the prosperity that keeps the heat on, that keeps things cozy and connected. Okay, and what you're going to see here is that spirit is guiding you, crowning you with love. You need to connect with your heart. You need to connect with what it is that is sacredly important to you. And you're opening up doors. You're also saying, I'm not a shrinking violet. I am stepping into the success that I want, and I'm not apologizing for it. You're also going to go about it more with a feminine energy way, which means that there's something here about connection. It's about nurturing. It's about connection. It's about creativity. And I know that all these things can be masculine as well, but I'm just seeing it as, it's kind of like the queen would darn the king's shirts. Why? Because shirts were super, super expensive. And so the queen would do the sewing. I mean, she for the king, like not all of it, but some of it. And she would do embroidery work, and she would do things that were time consuming and intricate, but brought wealth, but showed wealth and luxury within the home, within the people that she cared for. And this is going to be the same thing. This is showing wealth and luxury. This is showing beauty and prosperity. This is showing passion and abundance. But it's not on like, I'm going to have a whole entire kingdom, be running in this energy. It is, I'm going to move this forward, and it's going to be on a smaller scale. It is going to be on a more intimate connection, and it's going to open up to wealth, prosperity, and success that brings kingdoms together, that brings different ideas, different peoples, different, understandings forward. And as you do so, the universe opens to you. That's a fear, and that's also something, Aquarius, that you really, really want. But again, you're embracing a different energy. You're embracing a different way of being. And there's this ephemeral understanding of snow and of air, of I am not being held back. And the world is opening to you. This is the world. In this deck, it is the universe. The universe is opening to you. And as the universe opens, you see yourself in a very different light. But there's also a fear that as this universe opens, like, I can't go back to my coziness. I can't go back to my quiet. You can. You can have both. But it's going to take a bit of juggling, and it's going to take a bit of, it's going to take a little bit of maneuvering. So just be aware of that, because here it's like I'm holding back on a dream that I have, a passion that I have, a power that I have. And as I'm holding back on this dream, okay, it's slipping away. And Spirit is saying here, don't let it slip away. You're afraid of stepping into something bigger. And Spirit is saying here, do not be afraid of that. But acknowledge that fear. Like, okay, I'm afraid of this. It's overwhelming. I don't know if I could do it. I don't want to fail. I know what failure is like. You know what carrying too much is like, what burdens is like, what financial, hardship is like. You've got this. You know so much. And then stepping forward and embracing your dream and your passion and what it is that you want. It feels vulnerable. It feels raw in a way that is scary. But yet, you have the Empress, not the Empress, you have the Emperor, and you have the Queen of Cups, who one of my tarot teachers, when I was learning, said, the Queen of Cups is only second to the Empress. And so the Queen of Cups moves forward in love, in connection, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. And she is right next to the Emperor. They're back to back. The Emperor, fire sign energy, Aries, right? Time frame of Aries, March 21st to April 19th. Okay, you have the fire, the passion, the determination. I will not be stopped. Bran the Bold, Bran the Blessed walked across the waters from Wales to Ireland to rescue his sister. He would not be stopped. He was a giant. He was he was a force to be reckoned with. He had an exquisite presence to him. And this is the energy that you are embracing. There's also this sense of sacred masculine energy balancing the sacred feminine. You do not have to be an expert at everything. You can have people who are more skilled at certain things. And even if you're just asking insight, even if you're like, well, what about this? That's going to be important here. It brings you to the Queen of Cups. It brings you to this place of love and of healing, of connection, and of the heart. When you combine the heart with passion, when you move forward in fire and tenacity, but you keep love and respect at its center, you're going to find that you are more successful, that you achieve more than you had ever thought you would. But I do see you as having like a partnership, right? It could be a business partnership. It could just be a friendship where like the person has your back. Like it's a friendship, but it's deeper. Or it's family, but it's like, I always have your back. I'm always here for you type of thing. And that's the energy that's right here. And that's super important. So here it is, the passion has the back of the heart. And if you think about this in Greek mythology, right, the god of war, Ares, there we go, Ares was the lover of the goddess of love, Venus, or Aphrodite. So they had each other's back. And there's a sense here of passion, of fire, of determination and love coming together and evening each other out, like kind of tempering things and moving them forward to greater success and greater prosperity. It moves us then to, and that's what you're doing during this time. You're taking dreams that were overwhelming or that seemed to kind of like, I want to say flighty, like too feely, touchy-feely, like, it was just like too girly. I just am getting that energy of like, it's too girly, it's never going to mean anything. And it has to be this way. And now you're like, no, I don't have to embrace being a way that I am not. I'm embracing a more tender, compassionate, way of moving things forward. And it doesn't matter how you identify, okay? It is just a gentler nature that is going to get you to what you want. And it could be something that you were mocked about, teased about, and now you're going to get the last laugh, which is awesome, which is great for you. Let's see what Spirit has to say. Angels and Spirit guides, show them clearly. Guide this reading. So we have goddess energy, of course, because you have all four queens, and energy. So literally you have goddess energy right here. I can even see that this was energy, and yeah, that just speaks for itself. Also, you have the High Priestess. It's all goddess energy here, and it can also be stepping into more of the goddess kind of resonance of life, like connecting with the earth, connecting into deeper spiritual mysteries that have to do around the goddess and however the goddess manifests forward in your traditions and your beliefs, whether it be through Magdalene or Thecla or Sophia or, Yael or whatever it is. You're going to see those energies coming forward during this time. It moves us then to the chakra energy, angels and spirit guides, show them clearly. Guide this reading and show them clearly, angels. Holistic health. This is the root chakra. This is taking a more holistic approach to your health in your body. Be very mindful of the foods that you put into your body. This is the root chakra, at the root of you, like how you plant yourself right into the ground. Think of your roots. I always think, I know the root chakra ends at your tailbone, but I always think of it as like when you're sitting kind of like crisscross applesauce on the floor, like the energy going down into the ground. And it's like, how are you nourishing yourself? How is the earth feeding you? And how are you connecting with the earth? Are we going off of processed food? Are we going off of whole foods? Are we, sleeping enough? Are we taking care of ourselves? Are we listening to our bodies? Or are we saying, oh, I'll take care of that later, it's no big deal? So it's going to be very important here with holistic health to ground yourself, to root yourself, and to listen to your body, to listen to your soul. And I know everything's crazy. Everybody has really strong opinions on everything, but listening to your body and connecting is going to be super important. It moves us then to the energy to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. This is the Lovers. Be mindful of what you are lusting after. This is also Gemini energy. Time frame is May 21st to June 20th. It can also be, hey, be mindful of a Gemini or somebody who is a little bit two-faced, who doesn't speak as clearly as they should, who won't state things. But this is also what you're lusting after, what you want, what you like. It's the idea of it instead of the actuality of it. When you fall in love with somebody, but you've like only talked to them, right? And people are like, oh my gosh, I'm so in love. You've just wanted to go out with this one person. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm so in love with them. No, you're not. You're in lust with them. There's a difference. And that's going to be something to be really aware of here, Aquarius, that lust can come through very powerfully during this time. And lust is powerful. It is. It moves us then to our subconscious spirit message, and this is compassion. Move forward with compassion. Walk gently on this earth and connect gently with your heart, your soul, yourself. It moves us then to our subconscious chakra message, and this is universal light. This is the soul star chakra located 6 inches above our crown. And this is healing. This is deeper connection. This is deeper insight. And as you connect with that energy, it brings us to be mindful of the sun. Be mindful of the things or in the people that you think, oh, that's fine. Like they've got this. They're not holding it together as well as they appear to be. So just reaching out to that person or that thing that you think, oh no, that's fine. That's no worries. Like just check in. That's going to be really important here. And it moves us then to the 7 of Cups. And the 7 of Cups, our subconscious tarot message, is wishes coming true. And it's dreams coming forward. It's a little bit being spoiled for choice. It's kind of like, oh, I don't know where to turn to first. And so it's going to be very important here with the 7 of Cups to say, okay, what do I want and what am I focusing on? All right, Aquarius, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Have a blessed end of October, a blessed life, and a happy Halloween. Bye.